Hey folks, welcome to a new MasterThatGear video. Today I'm going to be looking at the SL drive from Xotic. This is the last of the three little pedals that I had in for demoing. This is Xotic's take on trying to capture the kind of classic sound of Marshall Super Lead and Super Bass amps in a small pedal format. It's quite a simple little setup. You know, we just got a drive, a tone, and a little tiny kind of volume control here. So it's a very simple kind of pedal. As usual, there's a dip switch in there as well for controlling things. Really well made, just like the other two pedals. Absolutely solid, really weighty little thing, and it's been done up in a nice kind of Marshall kind of vibe. So it's got a nice textured, black textured finish to it, and we've got a little kind of gold lettering and trim around it, just like, you know, kind of the old Plexis basically. So this, you know, the Marshall Super Lead is one of these iconic amps. People like Pete Townsend needed more volume, so Marshall basically created the 100-watt amp. So really loud, associated with a really kind of woody kind of sound to it. Really, you know, when people were cranking these things, they would just take the knobs and crank them all the way up to get that kind of very recognizable saturation. So you had people like Townsend playing, and Hendrix used it, of course, as well. Jimmy Page, Paul Kossoff, all these kind of classic iconic kind of rock sounds, and then people started pushing it with more humbucker guitars, like AC/DC, you know, so forth. And of course Van Halen used the Variac and stuff on his to get even more kind of saturated tones, run it really hot. So we'll plug it in, and we'll have a listen and see what it gives us. So I'm just running my Strat straight into a Victory V30. This is it on the clean channel. So this is it, basically no pedal on, no drive, anything like that, just nice clean sound. Okay, so I've got the SL drive set up with kind of low overdrive setting here, and I've rolled off the tone a little bit. So what I'll do is I'll just play through various sounds and show the various tones and sounds we can get with the tone control and the drive control. So for our low gain setting on this neck single coil, we have this sound. Really nice, reacts to the picking dynamics. Can roll back the volume. Cleans up rather nicely. But with this low gain setting, you've got that kind of classic, you know, that kind of Pete Townsend kind of vibe there. Again, if we roll back the volume, on that neck, really nice for kind of bluesy applications. Okay, let's crank up the drive a little bit. We'll go to midway with it. This is what it sounds like on that neck single coil. Obviously more drive there. Plenty of bite on this neck bridge single coil. So all your kind of Blackmoreisms are there, you know. Gotta get that riff in at some point. So it's got a real nice, it's got that martially woody kind of sound to it. If we go to that neck single coil, you can roll it off again. all your kind of bluesy tones there. But of course, can crank it up if I want a little bit more kind of ballsy sound to it. Okay, so let's crank it up way up to about kind of 3 o'clock. So again, this single coil is what we're getting now. Next single coil, sorry. Go back the volume a little bit. Really nice picking dynamic feel to it. Of course, if I go to that bridge single coil, I'm going to have that real gnarly kind of get more into kind of the rock sort of sound. I've been playing with the tone just rolled off back from 12 o'clock because the pedal's got a real kind of high end to it. Just to let you hear, I mean, this is obviously a single coil equipped Strat, you know, so it's going to have a lot of that top end in there anyway. But this is the, if I roll back the gain just a little bit, so let me just come back before 12 o'clock's in. So the tone down, just down there a little bit, just down 9 o'clock. Nice kind of warm sound there on the big single coil. Okay, now 12 o'clock with the tone, you can hear the big difference here. Things might be getting a little bit painful now when I go to this bridge single coil. Loads of bite to the tone there. And why not? Let's crank it up to the 3 o'clock. Let's see what we get. Probably a little bit too bright, I think, for a Strat, but let's see. Shall we try it? Let's try that bridge single coil. Yeah, there'll be bleeding ears if you try that at gig volume, I think. So what I'm showing here is basically there's quite a scope in that kind of tone there, and really with single coils I'm kind of happier personally from like kind of midpoint and below, just because of the kind of bite and high end you get with your single coils. So let's grab my Sur Modern with a humbuckers and we'll see what sounds we can get with that. Okay, so I've got my Sur Modern here, which is basically a mahogany guitar with humbuckers, so you're talking Les Paul kind of lineage versus the Strat that we're playing. So this is where I suppose the Marshall kind of plexi and super lead and stuff started coming into its own as like one of the amps of rock, I suppose, because people started pushing it more with humbucker guitars like Les Pauls, SGs, whatever. And it started just to, you know, give a little bit more kind of overdrive, so a bit more of a ballsy kind of tone. So this is my clean channel amp, bridge humbucker. Okay, now I've tweaked the volume just a little bit on this, but I've still got kind of similar settings that we started off with the Strat. So this is what this bridge humbucker sounds like. So instantly compared to something like a Strat, you know, we've got a bit more oomph to it there, you know. If you listen to the neck humbucker, no woolly sound there at all. Put the drive up now to 12 o'clock. This is our bridge humbucker. Ultimate kind of rock tone there, really awesome kind of sound. Again, you can roll off the volume. Cleans up really nicely. On the neck humbucker, this is what we got. A lot more sustain there. And just as a little reminder, this is actually what the amp just sounds like on its own. Pedal. Right up now to about 3 o'clock here. This is us getting into the much higher kind of gain sounds of it. Probably synonymous with the likes of people of, yeah, you know. Again, you can roll back the volume. So in the front of the pedal here, you can see we've got a little tiny volume pot, which is nice. So saves on kind of space that you need to use up. Now I've been running it just about kind of midway or just before, which gives us about the same volume level as you've got in your amp. Now obviously if I turn it down, you wouldn't really use it like this unless you wanted to can use it as practice in the home. Wanted a kind of quieter kind of sound so you can control the volume levels, but most of the time you want to be using this as a volume boost, maybe for solo or something. So there's quite a volume hike here if I just go up to 3 o'clock. So this is the volume of the amp again. With this volume up there about 3 o'clock, massive volume jump there. So just like the other mini Xotic pedals, the SL drive has a little dip switch inside that controls various things, mostly the kind of the frequency response of it. It's 4 switches. Switch 1 and 2 controls the kind of high-end frequency. and switch 3 is basically a cut for the high end, kind of mid to high end cut, and then switch 4 is a 6 dB boost. Now by default we've been running everything so far in the super lead mode, which means switch 1 and switch 4 are on. What I've got now is I've switched on switch 3 as well, so we should cut a little bit that kind of mid to high end. Okay, now I've gone back to the Strat, so hopefully we can hear that a bit clearer. Now, just a little reminder, this is the Strat straight into the amp. Okay, it's the big single coil. Next single coil. So this is it, with that switch 3 on. This is a Super Lead Plus mode, which is basically switches 1 and 2 on. So basically switches 3 is off, switches 4 is on, so basically we've got switches 1 and 2 on, which gives even more kind of high end, would you believe. So I've got the pedal settings exact same. And I'm going to play the Strat again so we can hear that kind of high end. So this is with the Super Lead Plus mode. The final dip switch configuration we'll look at is with switches 1, 2 and 3 off and switches 4 on. So this is the Super Bass mode. So the Marshall Super Bass was another one of these kind of classic amps that people used. It's slightly kind of fatter sounding compared to the Super Lead. So again, I'm going to keep everything as I've had it before, just so you can hear the differences. Got my Strat, British single coil, got the gain and tone settings the same. Let's have a listen. So you can hear there's not much top end there, a little bit less gain in a way. Cleans up rather nicely. So I think I've done a great job capturing the kind of the essence of a kind of Marshall plexi kind of super lead sound in a wee tiny pedal. I mean, what I love about these Xotic tiny pedals is they are tiny pedals. I mean, I've gone to a much smaller pedal board because it's much easier for gigging. If I can stick my pedal board in a bag, then fits on my guitar bag that goes over my shoulders. You know, it's much easier to cart things about. So the fact that you can get such great tones in a little thing that size is fantastic for gigging, I think. I've not had a chance to actually use this live, just to see what it's like at kind of gig volumes, but I imagine it's going to give you very Marshall-like kind of feel with the guitar. Obviously, personally, I've got an amp that I love the kind of sound of, but this is a great option if you wanted just another kind of sound. You know, if you were, you know, playing more kind of AC/DC kind of sounds or whatever, this is a great pedal for it. So I think Xotic have done a great job here. So as usual, I hope this video is giving you a little bit more insight to what it sounds like. It's nothing quite like actually trying it for yourself, but I know that's not always easy to do. So if you do want to give one a try or interested, see if you can find one and plug it in and see what you think. And if you've got one as well, you know, let me hear below what you think. It's always great to get feedback from you guys, just to see, you know, who else has these pedals and how people use them, you know. So I hope you enjoyed that. Stay tuned for even more gear videos. I've got something in that's quite interesting for recording. and I need to get the next Master That Riff video done as well, but time is always tricky to get. So hopefully if you stay tuned to the channel, we'll get some more content up there as soon as.